I was stoked. I finally earned the money to get just what I needed. Vocaloid Hatsune Miku. Of course, she was mainstream due to her high-pitched, squeaky voice, but I think that it's perfect in its own unique way. After purchasing Miss Miku, I happily skipped out from CompUSA and all the way home to try her out. I can't wait to make songs with her. I even had Miku Miku Dance, the popular 3D animation program, to go along with Miss Miku. Excitingly inserting the disc into my computer, I waited for the installation process to start up. Once it did, I started to sense something strange about the program. Oh, don't be silly, my mind told me. You're just getting overexcited to use Vocaloid, that's it. After installing the program and opening up the Vocaloid software, I heard something odd about Miku. Every time I put in a note, it came out as a moan or a cry instead of a happy-go-lucky, squeaky, cute note. Something was definitely not right. Someone must have hacked and fooled around with a CD, I thought angrily. But that wasn't possible, another part of my mind cried. The CD had no scratches on it or anything. It was properly packaged. It was brand new. And to top it all off, the package was spotless and had no rips or any signs of damage on it. While contemplating all of this in confusion, concern, and fear, my 5-year-old sister pops in the basement out of nowhere. "What's the matter, Lola?" she asked curiously. My hands were shaking. What was wrong with Miku? "Your hands are shaking, Lola," she pointed out. "Are you sure you're okay?" "Yes, now please run along," I said in a faked calm voice. To my surprise, she took it. "Okay, whatever you say," she said with a shrug before leaving the room. Just to see if there was anything wrong with it, I opened up Miku Miku Dance. Normally, it would just open up the program without a problem, but there was something that came up that really caught me off guard before the Miku Miku Dance screen came up. A pop-up that had a picture of the first version of the default Miku model as an icon in the corner popped up before my eyes. But the icon wasn't a happy-go-lucky Miku that would warm anyone's heart. Instead, Miku looked rather stressed, depressed, and angry. But that wasn't all. Reading what the pop-up said, my mouth slowly started to drop open. "I am very disappointed in you." I then shook my head and laughed. Oh, Jennifer. She was probably preparing a prank on me while I was asleep. It could have been her. Maybe she just put something in the program that made it do that, since she is really good with computers. Just to make sure whether or not she was pranking me, I closed the pop-up and then the program after it appeared so that I could search around in the Miku Miku Dance folders for anything that Jennifer could have messed around with. After a couple minutes of searching, I found nothing. Nothing but the program's plugin and the 3D models of their folders, as well as a few PMM files, motion datas, pose data, and WAV files. Out of curiosity, I opened up Miku Miku Dance again, only to come face to face, or rather, face to computer screen, with the Project Diva Dreamy Theater Miku model. I do not know how this could be possible for a program like the multi-model version of the Miku Miku Dance to ever open up with a model suddenly just there. She was standing there, crossing her arms with a disappointed and angry look on her face. She even had hints of tears in her eyes. She covered her face with her hands, crying and moaning in sadness. "Miku?" I suddenly became concerned for her. How could you do this to me and all the other users? Why would you be so mean to them? Who would make me and my friends more siblings, friends, and family? She crumpled down to the grid-like ground, bawling with even more tears. "Miku, I can explain!" I stammered. "Explain how?" She screeched at me with an angry, high-pitched voice. "What you've done to them!" She pointed to the background, which showed pictures of a transparent Miku with a fearful look on her face, hand on her heart as she stared at a Miku Miku Dance user that hung himself. He seemed to be about 12 or 13. In the corner of that picture, there were comments on the video. I guessed that the hanged user was the one who made the video of a pink-haired Naname Teto model. Looking more closely at the title of the video, it read, NMD newcomer, Kasane Hana. Then I read the description. I take no credit for this model, since the original maker of this model was Naname. The only thing that I did was change the colors, but look! Now Tato has a friend to dance with. She's so happy! Lastly, I took a good look at the comments. Lots of them seemed pretty immature and angry. Then there was mine. 5 days ago. Hello XX Kitty XX Fun. Wow, just wow. You edited a Naname model, and that's illegal. Hurry and take this video down before Naname sues your family. Miku then opened up another picture. This was a picture of what seemed like a will, along with a hand that had quite a lot of bloody cuts. I began to read the will. The handwriting was a little hard to read since it seemed like it was written by a 7-year-old. Everyone hates me, all because I gave Sabaton Gumi model a sister that looked like her, only with different colored clothes and hair. I already died, but I hope the haters are happy now. Then she showed me a picture of the comments on the video of that model. These comments were even worse, but then Miku showed me mine. 6 weeks ago. Hello XX Kitty XX Fun. You edited an illegal model again, didn't you? Now you won't have any friends or family anymore because Naname will eventually sue you, and it will be all your fault. Miku then closed up the pictures.
Those were my friends. You made them so sad that they committed suicide. Those were my friends that you killed with your words.
She squinted her eyes. They didn't have to do that, I snapped back. They could have said sorry for what they were done, but they overreacted instead.
Overreacted?
Miku screamed. I had to cover my ears. Her scream is so loud.
You hurt them with your words. Other people who are just like you, killed by your words. And you call them overreactive? Those were children you, an 18-year-old girl, killed.
They deserve that hate from the others. It's illegal to edit Naname models, I growled back. I began to regret what I had just said about the hate part, because Miku was starting to become angrier and rather gory. Her skin began peeling off, as well as all of her muscles, which now turned her body into a bloody skeleton with blood pooling in the eye holes of her skull. Her organs even showed, but what really got my heart to race was her heart. It began shrinking, smaller and smaller, almost like a balloon deflating. Miku then crept closer and closer to the screen, pointing at her face, her heart, and her bleeding body.
You think children deserve to be bullied because they want to give their favorite characters siblings? You think that they should be sued because they want the vocaloids to have relatives or other friends?
The hair on the back of my neck began to stand on end. I got chills just hearing her voice, beginning to sound demonic and angry.
Are you really that selfish? So selfish that you don't care about how children, like the ones I showed you, would feel? So selfish that all you care about is having those model makers make more models to give to you? Huh?
I was scared. So scared that I started to cry in fear and in sadness.
See? Now do you understand how I feel?
Miku had that same bleeding skeleton face on the screen with the same demonic voice. Miku, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry! I began bawling like a baby.
Don't say sorry to me. It should be the children and the families that you apologize to. If you don't do it right now...
Okay, I'll do it! I cried tearfully as I opened my DeviantArt journal and began to write what seemed like a very long apology. To the children who committed suicide, I'm really sorry for what I've said to you. I should have known that you're just children. I should have known that this is just the internet, and that not everyone is going to do things that Naname and Sabaton like. I now learn that if people don't want their stuff messed with, they shouldn't have to put it up in the first place. Again, I'm sorry for what I have said to you. Please forgive me. And to their families, I'm so sorry for what I did to your children. Like I said to the children before, I should have known that this is just the internet. I hope that you can forgive me. Once I was done writing and submitting the entry, I opened up Miku Miku Dance again. Miku was finally back to normal.
Thank you for doing as I asked,
she said with a smile on her face. Her voice now back to the squeaky, high-pitched voice she had always had. I swear, I won't ever threaten little children like that ever again. Miku's face softened.
I can tell. You're telling the truth. And that's good.
Thank you, Miku, I said with tears in my eyes. I began to feel a warmth. I began to feel forgiveness. I have learned my lesson. I won't ever threaten children again.